Hello everyone. Welcome to my bold and the beautiful gossip channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers recap for Monday, November 11th uncovers that Katie Logan told Steffy Forrester and Edge Forrester they needed to arrange their reaction over trust Logan's terminating since no remark would just welcome more inquiries. Katie needed to stay away from discuss relational struggle. However, Steffy contended the contention was over now that trust was no more. Edge said they'd return again to this, so they generally continued on by examining the Gems line relaunch with Ivy Forrester and Electra Forrester. Electra appeared to be disrupted when she heard the report about a public statement for the impending occasion. In spite of the fact that Electra demanded Ivy ought to get all the credit, Steffy, Edge, and Will Spencer were confounded over why she would have rather not been separated of the rollout. Electra guaranteed putting her name and photograph caused her to appear to be a higher priority than she was. However, Steffy brought up it was past time to change the mission in any case. Edge said Electra would have been at the center of attention and encouraged her to partake in the occasion. Afterwards, Steffy addressed Edge alone and brought up that two Forresters coming on board would alleviate finishing Trust's line. Steffy by pushed Edge not to pay attention to Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and safeguarded her choice in regards to trust. At Il Giardino, Will offered Electra lunch and got her appreciation since he was the primary companion she'd made in Los Angeles. After Will hyped the public statement, he said Electra would before long be a major piece of Forrester so that all the world might be able to see. After Electra discussed needing to begin another part, Will communicated interest in why she was so hesitant to be remembered for the official statement prior. Somewhere else, a man wearing dark took a gander at the official statement on the web. In spite of the fact that his face wasn't shown at this point, clearly he was zeroing in on Electra's name and photograph. At the Bluff House on Monday's B&B episode, Brooke came by and contended with Taylor Hayes about whether it was fair of Steffy to fire Trust. Brooke clearly thought not. However, Taylor felt that Steffy reserved each option to do what she did. In any case, Brooke in the end conceded there was one more justification for her visit since she needed to perceive how Taylor was doing. After Brooke said she read more about broken heart condition, Taylor acknowledged she was worried about her. In spite of the fact that they weren't actually companions, Brooke recognized that she needed to see Taylor sound and blissful. Taylor demanded she was feeling better and more joyful consistently prior to lauding Edge for assisting her with exploring things. Brooke got refreshes on Taylor proceeding to see Chandra the healer, so she trusted Edge wasn't important for her meetings now. Since Brooke was as yet annoyed about finding Taylor in Edge's lap, Taylor made sense of that it wasn't extremely extraordinary, private second. After Taylor talked about how soothing it was, she said all the hatred and disillusionment in her life just fell away. Taylor and Edge were extremely present with one another, so that permitted them to surrender to the second without precedent for quite a while. When Taylor said they were simply relying on their instincts, she added that she gleaned some significant experience of late. Taylor had turned herself down previously, however presently she had a more prominent appreciation for paying attention to everything her heart was saying to her. Since Taylor thought she was passing on, that truly stirred her up. Taylor was appreciative that Edge had been there constantly and gave her the fortitude to interface with her heart once more. Brooke considered what this had to do with Edge prior to inquiring as to whether Taylor was still enamored with him and on the off chance that she actually needed him. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Taylor and Brooke's competition will warm up much more before long, so stay with us for additional expectations on all the contention. The bold and the beautiful spoilers uncover that Steffy Forrester is feeling better now that she's at long last constrained Trust Logan out of Forrester manifestations. There are no question a few different slices Steffy might want to make at the organization, and we don't simply mean Logan's. Steffi previously disapproved of resuscitating the adornments line since Ivy Forrester is managing everything. Despite the fact that Steffi was delighted to see Electra Forrester once more, she wasn't as excited about Ivy's return. In spite of Steffi's endeavor to close down Ivy's pitch, Edge Forrester overruled her and made this adornments line recovery occur. Carter Walton feels like Steffi allows her private matters to hinder great business choices. Will Steffi demonstrate Carter right by attempting to drive Ivy out straight away? Getting trust out of Forrester manifestations could encourage Steffi and not set in stone to dispose of some other wellsprings of show. On the off chance that Steffi begins fighting with Ivy at the workplace consistently, she could plot her cousin's exit from the organization as well. Electra is Ivy's protégée and has gained some significant experience from her as of now. Ivy has encouraged Electra, so her niece is catching on quickly, maybe quickly enough to take over, all things considered. It's not difficult to envision Steffi maintaining that Electra should turn out to be something other than Ivy's aide. Steffi might put Electra on the road to success to an advancement and demand she ought to be Ivy's equivalent. From that point, Steffi could attempt to muscle Ivy out of Forrester manifestations and let Electra fly performance. Electra could have a few second thoughts about that since she doesn't have as much experience and values Ivy's skill. Besides, Electra really thinks often about Auntie Ivy and clearly won't have any desire to deceive her. It could leave Electra enticed to stop assuming Steffi attempts to place her in control while throwing Ivy away. Steffi would definitely get pushback from Edge and Eric Forrester too, however she may not let that prevent her from plotting to release Ivy. In any case, our B&B forecasts highlight more clash occurring among Ivy and Steffi, so that could prompt some terminating news if Ivy don't watch out. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Steffi might make a few different updates to the Forrester group, so remain tuned. There are no doubt some other cuts Steffi would like to make at the company, and we don't just mean Logan's. Steffi already had a problem with reviving the jewelry line since Ivy Forrester is running the show. Although Steffi was glad to see Electra Forrester again, she wasn't as thrilled about Ivy's return. Despite Steffi's attempt to shut down Ivy's pitch, Ridge Forrester overruled her and made this jewelry line revival happen. Carter Walton feels like Steffi lets her personal issues get in the way of good business decisions. Will Steffi prove Carter right by trying to force Ivy out next? Getting hope out of Forrester Creations could embolden Steffi and make her determined to eliminate any other sources of drama. If Steffi starts feuding with Ivy at the office on a regular basis, she might plot her cousin's exit from the company too. Electra is Ivy's protégée and has learned a lot from her already. Ivy has taken Electra under her wing, so her niece is learning fast, perhaps fast enough to take over as far as Steffi's concerned. It's easy to imagine Steffi wanting Electra to become more than just Ivy's assistant. Steffi may put Electra on the fast track to a promotion and insist she should be Ivy's equal. From there, Steffi could try to muscle Ivy out of Forrester Creations and let Electra fly solo. Electra might have some reservations about that since she doesn't have as much experience and values Ivy's expertise. Plus, Electra truly cares about Aunt Ivy and surely won't want to betray her. It could leave Electra tempted to quit if Steffi tries to put her in charge while casting Ivy aside. Steffi would inevitably get pushback from Ridge and Eric Forrester as well, but she may not let that stop her from scheming to cut Ivy loose. Regardless, our B&B predictions point to more conflict happening between Ivy and Steffi, so that could lead to some firing news if Ivy isn't careful. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Steffi may make some other updates to the Forrester team, so stay tuned. In spite of Steffi's endeavor to close down Ivy's pitch, Edge Forrester overruled her and made this adornments line recovery occur. Carter Walton feels like Steffi allows her private matters to hinder great business choices. Will Steffi demonstrate Carter right by attempting to drive Ivy out straight away? Getting trust out of Forrester manifestations could encourage Steffi and not set in stone to dispose of some other wellsprings of show. On the off chance that Steffi begins fighting with Ivy at the workplace consistently, she could plot her cousin's exit from the organization as well. Electra is Ivy's protégée and has gained some significant experience from her as of now. Ivy has encouraged Electra, so her niece is catching on quickly, maybe quickly enough to take over, all things considered. It's not difficult to envision Steffi maintaining that Electra should turn out to be something other than Ivy's aide. Steffi might put Electra on the road to success to an advancement and demand she ought to be Ivy's equivalent. From that point, Steffi could attempt to muscle Ivy out of Forrester manifestations and let Electra fly performance. Electra could have a few second thoughts about that since she doesn't have as much experience and values Ivy's skill. Besides, Electra really thinks often about Auntie Ivy and clearly won't have any desire to deceive her. It could leave Electra enticed to stop assuming Steffi attempts to place her in control while throwing Ivy away. Steffi would definitely get pushback from Edge and Eric Forrester too. However, she may not let that prevent her from plotting to release Ivy. In any case, our B&B forecasts highlight more clash occurring among Ivy and Steffi, so that could prompt some terminating news if Ivy don't watch out. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Steffi might make a few different updates to the Forrester group, so remain tuned. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates.